I think there are lots of, I don't know whether the New Age term is meant kindly in this, but the newer forms of meditation or introduction to meditation, I think as in every situation, it can have a lot of plus and minus points. These days I tend to see all of the newer traditions as being, very beautiful in their approach, because it does seem to have a very gentle potential of guiding people in having a healthier life. Many of the newer traditions, what we call New Age, have a certain emphasis on feeling good and nurturing something that you feel good about. And of course, if I look at it from a Buddhistic perspective, it's very sort of not too deep in its sense of bringing about enlightenment or cessation of all causes and effect and so forth. But I think that's very good, because a lot of people may not have, even enlightenment as a very serious thing that they would like to obtain. There are different potentials, different capabilities, and for some people having a good one life is itself challenging enough. And therefore, if there are teachings or ways of meditating which helps them understand how to take care of this life and be happy in this life and make this life constructive and a basis of goodness for the others, and that can be imparted from various other forms of meditation, I think that's very good, because when we study the Dharma, when we try to practice the Dharma and teach Dharma, we find a lot of the emphasis has gone into cutting through samsara, cutting attachment to samsara, and really aspiring to obtaining cessation from suffering for all sentient beings and obtaining of enlightenment and realizing absolute truth. These are absolutely sort of essential things that we all need to realize. But on the other hand, for many people that may seem like an extremely extraordinarily difficult thing to do. And so there are different potentials, and I think the newer forms of meditation cater to that and often have a much more sort of a non sort of extraordinarily difficult kind of a idea to them, which is helpful for many people who may not find that much courage to go into absolute cessation and realization and so forth. So I think the simple way to look at it is I see much of the newer traditions as gateway, which leads a person in a very gentle approach to looking at something beyond being completely unaware of human potential, and answers some simpler questions about what life is and how to live life and cultivating good qualities. But of course, in many of these cases, I do hope that having thus entered through this beautiful gate, a person does eventually find one's way to knowing that you are capable of a little bit more than just bettering this life. And I think that is why I would love to see those as different portals or gateways through which people can enter and eventually find their way to absolute realization.